moving on to our level 2 class. The first thing is the introduction, which I'm actually going to save for our level 3 class, where I'm going to bring in some of that percussion. So our main theme, labeled as the A intro, very similar to what we did in our first class here, but I'm playing the 2nd fret, kind of like a power chord, along with many of the notes where previously we did. Now we've got that 2nd fret on string number 4 add that in. Now to start me off, I reach my 2nd finger over to over top of the 3rd fret wire there on string 6. Gives us our harmonic, maybe just a little bit in front of that 3rd fret. That 2nd fret's here on string number 4, added with our first 2 chords. Back. That was a challenge I found to do the pull off from the 2nd fret to the open strings there. So we have that kind of thing. And then the double stop hammer. So please, if you're having trouble with that, go back and check that level 1 lesson where I kind of walk you through those notes in single note format. So this is again just adding a little bit of extra harmony to the notes there. Moving into our next phrase, we start again with the same harmonic, this time adding in a hammer. We still have that double stop pull and our double stops on the bottom there. Open strings and 2nd frets on strings 5 and 4. E5 finishes it off. Now to make this a bit more of a challenge, what I ended up doing was taking this melody and moving the exact same riff to a different set of strings. So for example, that E5 power chord, again I'm just reverting to open position because of the capo, could be found in the 7th fret relative to the capo up on 5 and 4. So the reason I played it up there instead of the first position was I found when I was adding in the kick snare technique that this position sounded cleaner. So it has the exact same melodies, sometimes played a little differently. For example, there's a slide there between the 7s and the 5s, whereas before that was just a little different. That sounds a little different because of the strings. That's why I chose to play in the 2 different spots. I didn't choose the very first repetition up here because I didn't like the sound of it on its own, but with the kick snare it was a lot easier for me to play and keep the melody and the riff clean. So all pretty much the same. I'd roll through the very first one, and then if you want to start adding in the kick snare, it worked for me to move it up to the 7th fret. Okay, now we've covered the A verse specifically within our level 1 class. Nothing's really different there other than the snare and the kick were kind of added in, which I'll save for the next lesson. But looking at our B verse, we get some variations in our melody, and the one that really stands out the most here is that adding in that bluesy kind of double stop there with our 7th. So we have our melody up here, those 2nd and 5th frets, which I was referring to before. First finger playing the 2nd frets and the pinky playing the 5. Kind of got that slide into the first set. So I didn't quite play that too cleanly, but we got that very, very fast pull from the 4th fret there to an open string and the bar across with our first finger. So I'm in the 3rd fret of, or 3rd measure of our verse here. Here's the first measure again, sliding into the 3 and the 4th. Our next measure with the pull. Now that time over the A5 chord, I hammer up and get the 5th fret, kind of creating the 7th. Finishing this verse off, we have a lot of this chord, the E5 in that 5th fret with my pinky. So pretty much 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's our next measure. And our conclusion, I bring in the A in the bass. You come back and get that E in the bass as the final notes. Into our chorus. And we've done this before in the prior lesson. Nothing really different there. Just the addition of the kick and the snare. Now what's left in this this arrangement in this class is we have the outro and a variation on the chorus. So the variation on the chorus over the same chords, we have the melody way up here on our string number 2 of the C chord. Hold on to that melody note with our G in the bass. Now do the pull. Pinky provides that 3rd fret. This time over the D, I'm holding my first finger in the 1st fret there, and doing a pull with my pinky. The rest of the chorus is all the same. So our final riff in the song is kind of the outro of the track, where we have that money for nothing melody, which I throw over the E in the bass. So we have this like an E7 chord, I guess. I got the power chord, the 2nd and 4th fret, getting the 3rd fret with my 2nd finger. So just 1 and 2 and 3 and we got that hammer for the Chicks for Free melody. There's the melody, and the rest of the notes around it are kind of filling out the sound. So I got that. Repeat. With your chords different at the end of each riff. First chords we got the 3rd and 4th string, and then the second time through we got the 5th and 4th string. I guess there's one riff remaining. I got that 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd fret over the E in the bass, making my thumb play string 6 and my fingers roll those chords at the top. Pinky does that pull on that 3rd fret 2nd string. We repeat this 3 times. Into your G chord, use your pinky to slide up to 5 on the 2nd string, and that is our final riff. Okay, moving into some kick snare, I'll add in some of the percussion that I've overlooked in this class for our level 3.